Most B2B SaaS companies that try meta ads walk away saying the same thing. Meta just doesn't work for SaaS. And I get it. You run the campaigns and you spend the budget, then you get leads that ghost you, have no buying intent, or simply never show up for the demo. So you pull the plug and assume the platform is the problem. But here's what's actually happening. Meta ads work perfectly fine for B2B SaaS. It's the way you're currently running them that doesn't work. And there's 3 very specific reasons why. In this video, I'm going to break down each one and walk you through exactly what to do instead. Now, the 3 reasons meta ads fail for most B2B SaaS companies is reason 1, your offer is not optimized for cold traffic. Reason 2, your creatives aren't optimized for how Meta's algorithm actually works today. And reason 3, your funnel ends exactly where it should just be getting started. Now let's break down each one of these in more detail. So reason 1, your offer isn't optimized for cold traffic. And this is the mistake I see killing the vast majority of B2B SaaS meta campaigns before they even have a chance. Here's what most SaaS companies are doing. And they run an ad that says something like, the #1 project management tool for scaling teams, book your demo today. And they wonder why nobody's clicking, or worse, people are clicking but nobody's showing up to the demo. And here's exactly why. Cold traffic does not know you. They're scrolling Facebook or Instagram at 9 o'clock at night. They're not in a buying mode, and they're not ready to sit through a 45-minute demo call with your sales team. And if they do book, which most won't, they're going to show up with 0 intent and waste everybody's time. And this all comes down to a principle I keep coming back to with every client we work with. We need to sell the destination, not the flight. Think about how the hospitality industry works. Airlines haven't built a multi-billion-dollar industry by selling you a comfortable seat. They're selling you the vacation, the beach, the experience, and you need to take that exact same mindset into your meta ads. Because nobody cares what your SaaS does. What they care about is the result they get from using it. So instead of saying book a demo with our AI sales platform, you want to be saying something like how B2B SaaS leaders are booking 30 qualified demos a month without a single cold call. It's the same product, but it's going to be a completely different conversation. And to make this work, get very specific, measurable, and time-bound. So what exact result are you providing? How much improvement, and by when? The formula I like to use is metric, magnitude, and time frame. This is what's going to turn a cold scroll into a click, into a demo, and into a customer. And here's something worth noticing. Most of your competitors are still running feature-based ads, which means the moment you switch to outcome-based messaging, you're already going to be ahead of the vast majority of SaaS companies spending money on meta ads. Now, reason number 2, your creative isn't built for how Meta's algorithm actually works today. And this became especially critical with the Andromeda update. Now, I did an entire video breaking down the Andromeda update and creative diversity specifically. I'll link that at the end, but here's the piece that matters the most for this conversation. Post Andromeda, Meta is no longer asking who should I show this ad to, it's asking which version of this ad should I put in front of this specific person, and that is a fundamental shift that most SaaS companies still haven't adjusted to. And what that means practically, creative is now your targeting. If you give Meta 5 ads that are essentially the same, so same hook, same copy, and a slightly different headline, you're not giving Meta anything to work with, and your cost per lead is going to reflect that. What you need is genuine creative diversity. And I want to be clear about what that actually means, because a lot of people confuse creative diversity with just swapping a headline, and that is not it whatsoever. Real creative diversity means different personas, different messaging angles, different hooks, and different formats. So if you're selling a B2B SaaS solution, you might have one ad speaking to a CEO who cares about revenue growth, another written for a VP of sales focused on their team's close rate, and a third for a CFO trying to reduce software spend. It's the same product, but with 3 completely different buyers and 3 completely different ads. And when you build your account this way, Meta has what it needs to match the right message to the right decision maker at exactly the right moment. And that's when lead quality improves, and that's when your cost per lead drops, and that's when scaling starts to make sense. So here's a quick gut check for you. How many genuinely different ads do you have running right now? Not just different versions of the same ad, but genuinely different personas, messages, and formats. If that answer is less than 15, that's likely one of the biggest reasons your performance has plateaued. For one of our clients, we launched over 50 different static image ads on their very first campaign, and in the first 30 days alone, that campaign has generated over 424 leads at a cost of $744 per lead. Now, to be fully transparent, we haven't had the time to see all of these leads play out just yet due to the nature of their sales cycle, but based on our as well as their historical data of lead to demo to close, we are expecting to see at least a 6 times return on ad spend. And this 6x ROAS will largely be driven here by reason number 3. And reason number 3 is your funnel ends where it should just be starting. And this is probably the most expensive mistake on this list. Here's the typical B2B SaaS meta funnel, or any paid advertising funnel for that matter. Prospects will see the ad, they'll click to the landing page, they'll fill out a form, they'll book the demo, and then your sales team takes over. That's it. That's the whole funnel. And if that sounds familiar, this is where a significant amount of your revenue is leaking. Because here's the reality. Yes, these leads are technically inbound leads, but at the end of the day, they're also still cold leads. They found you on Facebook or Instagram, they don't know you, they don't trust you, and they're coming into that demo call at very different levels of awareness. So when your closer gets on that call and has to spend the first 30 minutes explaining what your product even does, that's not a sales problem, that's a funnel problem. So what you need to fix that is a pre-call nurture sequence. And the goal here is simple. By the time a prospect shows up to your demo, they should already be mostly sold. They should know who you are, what you do, why they should care, and most of their objections should already be handled before your closer ever even picks up the phone. And to do that, we work around what I call the 7-11-4 framework. So research shows that the average sophisticated buyer needs a minimum of 7 hours of engagement with your business across 11 touch points across 4 different channels before they trust you enough to buy from you. So your ad gets them in the door, but your nurture sequence gets them ready to close. And practically, we build this through a combination of a confirmation page loaded with content, a structured email sequence, content retargeting ads, and SMS reminders. Once it's built, it runs automatically. And the difference in show rate, demo quality, and close rate on the back end, it's significant to say the least. So you need to be thinking about your meta ad campaigns as a holistic process. So capture the attention with the ads. As soon as you have that and they've booked in their demo, hit them with a confirmation page that's loaded with content so we keep that attention so you can put your case studies, your testimonials, any social proof on here. If you have frequently asked questions, you can load this page up with that. Then simultaneously, you're going to be landing in their inbox with emails, going to be landing in their text messages with SMS, and you're going to continuously pop up on their feed with retargeting content that almost looks organic. And while all of that's going on, we're still moving closer to your demo slot. And if we positioned and executed all of this pre-demo content correctly, these prospects are going to show up ready to buy. And listen, if building all of this while running your own B2B SaaS company sounds like a lot, this is exactly what we help you do at Ascension. We build the entire revenue engine done for you. The creatives, the funnels, the nurture sequences, all of it. And if you want to see what that would look like for your business, the link to book a call with me is in the description. But for now, let's keep rolling. So to pull this all together, if meta ads aren't working for your B2B SaaS, it's almost certainly coming down to one of these 3 things, or all 3. Number 1, your offer isn't built for cold traffic. You're asking for demos from people who don't know you yet, so we need to shift to selling the destination. Lead with the measurable outcome you deliver. Remember, metric, magnitude, time frame, that's going to be your formula. Number 2, your creative isn't giving Meta enough to work with. Post Andromeda, creative is your targeting. You need genuine creative diversity across personas, messaging, hooks, and formats. Not 5 versions of the same ad with a different headline, but 5 genuinely different ads. And number 3, your funnel is stopping at the booking page. You need to build your pre-call nurture sequence, use email, retargeting, and SMS to pre-sell prospects before they ever get on a call with your team. Put the 7-11-4 framework to use and use that as your benchmark. So here's what I want you to do today. Look at your current meta setup and ask yourself honestly, which of these 3 things listed is the biggest leak in your account right now? For most SaaS companies we work with, it's the offer. So I want you to start there and then rewrite your primary ad around a specific time-bound outcome. Once you've done that, Test it against what you're running right now. That one change alone has moved the needle significantly for every client we've brought on. And if you have any questions around any of this, be sure to drop them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer every single one. Now, if you found this useful, be sure to hit like and subscribe down below. It genuinely helps me out. It'll help us put this content in front of more B2B SaaS founders and help them out as well. So I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.